If we take a timeline of events, we'd have to go back to the early part of the decade in 2000 when we had the Bush tax cuts. And these cuts were in an environment of GDP growth and budget surplus. But since that time, we've had two wars, bailouts as a result of the Great Recession, and a need to address $16 trillion now of total debt. And for that reason, we have a need to talk about budget and spending with government and come up with solutions that increase taxes and cut spending. When we go to the next part of the timeline in 2011 in the summer, we think of the political gridlock that we had and the approval of a debt ceiling. Even though the efforts between President Obama and Speaker of the House Boehner didn't come to a positive conclusion at that early stage in August 2011, they agreed to $8 billion in tax increases over 10 years, and Vice President Biden and House Majority Leader Cantor were close to an agreement on similar amount of entitlement spending cuts over the next decade. If anything, those conversations helped create a framework from which they will have the negotiations now. And at that time, they were using a 2010 package of tax hikes and spending cuts put forth by Erskine Bowles and Alan Simpson's budget committee that was a bipartisan effort to curb the fiscal policy that had run amok. And up and through the full first decade of the millennium, monetary policy has really been the mode of the government operating, injecting cash in the system that's been an economic recession and government overspending is reigning the day. We then have now this automatic deadline because of the tax cuts expiring and the result of the failed negotiation in the summer of 2011, something called sequestration, which is essentially across the board 5 to 9% spending cuts in defense and non-defense spending items. So we're here with this discussion. Under the current law, the scale of the tightening would be equal to something that we haven't seen since 1969, where we had $300 billion in tax and spending cuts, equivalent to 3 to 4% of GDP, and that caused a robust economy in 1968, going from 5% growth to seeing a stock market experience a 36% decline. So we have a similar type situation, and that's why we're concerned about it.